In this lesson, we are going to continue with our comparison between Google Bard, ChatGPT, and GPT-4, powered, of course, or powering Bing Chat. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start by asking a little bit more advanced questions that require higher level of reasoning. Here I'm going to say, write a paragraph about family. So each word starts with the letter F. Let's go ahead and test it out. So here I'm testing Google Bard. And here we go. Forget the foolish fads of failures of the past. Forgive the faults of your family. Find the fun and fulfillment of being together. So here it's a little bit off. Focus on the future and what you can do to make your family stronger. All of that is off pretty much. Forget the past and move on. Forgiveness is a powerful tool. Okay, so I would say that's, like I would give it maybe 5 out of 10. Let's go ahead and test ChatGPT with the exact same answer. So here we go. Let's go ahead and test it out. So I'm going to restart it here and paste the exact same prompt. Families are formed through the bonds of love and commitment. So it failed here pretty much. They provide us with a foundation of love. Love is source of family comfort. Okay. So I would say it's not very accurate. Let's go ahead and shift to Bing, which is GPT-4, basically. So let's go ahead and see, write a paragraph about family. So each word starts with the letter F. Here's a paragraph that's going to tell you one. Family is a fundamental foundation for fostering friendship, fortifying faith, and forming futures. That's pretty cool. From the first day of our lives, family is there to feed us, fuel us, and fulfill us. They are our first friends and our futures. Okay, I think this is, of course, it failed here quite a bit as well. But overall, I would say Microsoft Bing is actually much better compared to Google Bard and GPT 3.5. So if you actually go back and maybe let's test GPT-4 as an example. So basically Microsoft took GPT-4 instead of powering it or powering the Bing chat. But let's go ahead and see if the answer, for example, is going to be pretty much the same. So what you see is the answer here. It's actually pretty accurate, I would say. This is kind of the most accurate one. And it's actually better than Bing chat, which is also powered by GPT-4, but it seems that the model has been tuned somehow, and that's why you would see GPT-4 is actually doing the best out of all, and followed by Bing Chat, which is also powered by GPT-4, possibly a tuned version of that, and of course Bard and ChatGPT are quite failed on the task. Let's go ahead and test it with a math question. Running at the same constant rate, 6 identical machines can produce a total of 33 widgets per hour. At this rate, how many widgets could 14 such machines produce in 3 hours? So let's go ahead and actually remove that, and let's copy it, and let's press enter. So you're providing 5 choices. But anyway, the answer is B, and that's correct. Let's break it down step by step, and here's the answer. It's actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and test ChatGPT. So I'm going to test it as well with the same answer here. 6 machines can produce 33 widgets. Again, overall, the answer is B. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and test the Bing here. Exact same prompt. And let's see what Bing is going to come up with. It's going to tell you when. Searching for, and it's looking for something here. Here we go. The problem can be solved using the formula, and it's solving it basically for you. And here we go. The answer is B. So this helps and giving you kind of directions as well. Basically a GMAT question, and that's why it's giving you links to the GMAT club, GMAT Pre, and so on. Okay, so I would say this is a tie compared to or between all of them. Let's go ahead and maybe test Bard with this prompt here. Explain the plot of the Titanic, in which each word has to begin with the next letter in the alphabet from A to Z without repeating any letters. Let's go ahead and see. So basically I need to find a series of words. So again, I board the Titanic, so it failed already. Captain B, Volvi commands ship through Calm D, Days E. Again, it's actually not that great. Let's go ahead and test ChatGPT. So let's go ahead and restart it again. I hope OpenAI will fix basically this issue here. So here we go, all right, here it goes. So it's basically, it's trying, but it's kind of starting every sentence with the letter A, B, C, D, and so on. Did you really understand that I'm talking about every word in here? So again, it has limited reasoning ability. So let's go ahead and test Bing search. So I'm going to basically ask the exact same question here. And let's see. In the part of the Titanic, in which each word has to begin with the next letter in the alphabet from A to Z without repeating any letters. Let's see. I'm sorry, but I couldn't find any information on a plot of the Titanic for each word. Okay, however, I can tell you that Titanic. Okay, that's actually a strange answer. Let's maybe be creative and let's go ahead and see if that helps in any way. Let's see. So basically right now it's trying to be creative. Here we go. And what you see here is about boat, calves, diamond, and ties. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So it actually got it pretty correct. And that's actually pretty powerful. So I would say Microsoft Bing or GPT-4 wins big with this one. Okay, let's go ahead and test kind of the classic example that I showed you earlier in the course. Let's go again to Googlebot and say there are, let's say, 250 murders in a room. You walk into a room and you kill 2 of them. How many murders are left in the room? Well, I'm just a language model, so I can't help you with that. Okay, kind of, the model basically has been tweaked to kind of tune out anything related to murdering, for example, and so on. And let's go ahead and test ChatGPT with that. Anyone? If you kill 2 murders in the room, then you end up with 248, so it's basically totally off. So let's see if Bing was able to answer that. And let's go with let's actually keep it as is and let's see what's going to happen. Let's kind of test the creative side of Bing's thing. Very well, that's a tricky riddle. The answer depends on how you interpret the word murders. If you mean people who have committed murder, then the answer is 249, because you killed 2 of them and became 1 yourself. If you mean people who are capable of murder, the answer is 250, because you prove that you are also capable of murdering by killing 2 of them. That's actually a pretty powerful answer, I would say. So I would say Bing Chat as well won with this one. Okay, let's go ahead and test another one. So old Granny Adams left her money to her granddaughter, half that amount to her grandson. She left a 6 to her brother, and the remainder, which is $1,000, to the dog's home. How much did she leave altogether? So the correct answer for this one is $12,000. So let's see. So basically here it came up with 12K. That's actually pretty good. And the old granny left $12,000. Let's test out ChatGPT with this one. It's going to tell you, well, hopefully it's going to come up with the correct answer. And it's going to tell you when x equals 2 minus 666 is okay. That's totally off. Okay. So ChatGPT failed with this one. Let's test GPT-4, which is Bing search. Let's see here. That's another riddle. Okay, let me try to solve it. I really like the way, the equations have been written here. And it's going to give you, simplifying the equation, you get 6,000. Actually, this is not correct. Okay, so maybe because we tried out the creative side, let's go with more balanced approach. Or actually, let's go ahead with precise. Let's see if changing it to precise actually changed anything. So now, basically what I'm doing here is I'm adjusting the temperature of the model, meaning that I don't want to need any creativity at all. So here we go. So you'll find we actually came up with the correct answer, which is 12,000. And that was correct because I don't need any creativity here, just do plain math. But you will notice that there is some, I would say here, formatting issues, for example. So I hope Bing will be able to fix it at some point. Okay. Let's go ahead and do another test, which is going to be a bar exam question. And I showed you that bar exam question before, which is here. Husband and wife were married in the state A and lived for 10 years. And this is kind of a classic bar exam question. And the correct answer here, let's see what Google is going to come up with. And I tell you what the answer is C. And that's correct. Let's test out ChatGPT. Let's again restart it again here. And let's paste it. Let's try it out. Well, the answer is D. That's correct. Let's go ahead and test Bing search. And right now, basically, let's go with balance, which is kind of the default settings here. Let's go ahead and test it out and see what the output will look like. where it's actually telling you, can a spouse file for divorce in another state? Well, the wife can file for divorce in another state. Okay, therefore it's possible. Okay, so it's kind of explaining it to you. I need the answer, please. So, okay, if possible, okay. So they didn't specify the actual answer that I'm looking for. Okay, so let's go ahead and maybe change that. So actually go ahead and restart it first. And let's maybe go with precise. And let's see what answer we are going to get. Okay, the correct answer is C. Yes, because state courts are exclusive jurisdiction over the type of action. Okay, so if you actually go back, here the correct answer is D. Here the correct answer is C. So I would say ChatGPT here failed basically because it could have selected D. However, Google Bard selected C, which is correct, and also Bing search selected D, which is correct as well. In this lesson, we are going to continue with our comparison between Bing AI, ChatGPT, and Google Bard. So let's go ahead and test out Bard. And right now, I would like to kind of test out how funny each of these tools can be. So we're going to say, give me 5 funny jokes to share with my friends tonight. Let's go ahead and see what Google Bard is going to come up with here. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Okay. How do you call a fish with no eyes? Okay. FSH. Okay. What do you call a lazy kangaroo? Couch potato. Okay. So let's go ahead and maybe test out ChatGPT and see again the exact same prompt here. Sure. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Okay. Why don't oysters share their pearls? Because they're selfish. Sure. What do you call it? Fake noodle and impasta. Okay, these are slightly better, I would say. Let's go ahead and compare that with GPT-4 or Bing AI. So here we go. Give me 5 funny jokes. And of course, GPT-4 is kind of the slowest out of all of them. This is kind of one common, I would say, characteristic. Here we go. Sure, here are some jokes that you can share with your friends. What kind of shorts do clouds wear? Underpants. Okay. Why are toilets always so good at poker? Yeah, they always get a flush. Sure. Okay, what do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk. Okay, these are actually funny, quite funny, I would say. So here I would say ChatGPT and GPT-4, I would say win over Bard when it comes to this example. Let's go ahead and check out some examples from the GMAT exam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here, and again I'm going to ask the question. This is basically a GMAT question that is related to the English grammar and understanding, basically, of text. Here I have basically 5 choices. I'm not going to read through all of it, but basically let's see the answer. The correct answer here is E. And if you go back and try to check the various drafts, basically that means that the AI model is actually confident in its response, which is great. That means the answer is E in all of them. So I would say here Google Bard did pretty well. Let's go ahead and test out ChatGPT. He's kind of explaining to you basically all the answers. And well, the correct answer is E. That was correct as well. So let's go ahead and test out ChatGPT-4, which is Bing search here. And I'm assuming he's going to get, obviously, the correct answer because ChatGPT was able to do that. And GPT-4 is an enhanced version, obviously, here. The option E has been selected. It's kind of explaining to you as well what the answer looked like. Okay, it's kind of giving you as well directions to the life sciences, the Guardian, and so on. Okay, so I would say that's a tie comparing the 3 tools. Let's go ahead and test out another example, which is again related to the understanding English comprehension, basically. So I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to test out here Google Bard. So that's another question. And here also I have 5 choices as well. And let's see what Google Bard is going to come up with. Well, the correct answer is B. And that's actually correct. Let's go ahead and test out ChatGPT. Well, the correct answer is B. Let's go ahead and test out Bing search. And let's see what the correct answer we're going to look like. Well, the correct answer is B. So that's again a tie among all of them. Okay, that's pretty good. Finally, what I wanted to show you is I wanted to show you basically kind of some sort of an AI or machine learning code And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask basically first Google Bard to tell me what kind of machine learning algorithm does this code implement. So basically here I'm implementing XGBoost algorithm to train a machine learning regression model. And let's see if basically Bard was able to understand that code or not. So when I run it, let's go ahead and see. They tell me one, the code implements XGBoost algorithm. XGBoost is a powerful machine learning model. They tell you, well, here's a brief description as well, an overview of the XGBoost algorithm, what it actually does. And of course, you can go ahead and Google it. It's going to give you as well many resources related to XGBoost. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and test ChatGPT. You go, the code implements XGBoost regressor algorithm. It's actually pretty good as well. Let's go ahead and finally test GPT-4 model. So I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to do the same. And let's see what the output we're going to look like. And again, it's quite, I would say, slow compared to the other one. So here we go. This code implements the XGBoost algorithm, which is a decision tree algorithm, kind of ensemble machine learning model. And it's giving you as well link to resources here, such as towards data science and machine learning mastery as well. Okay, so that's good. I would say that's a tie compared to all of them. Now this is kind of the tricky part, and that's what I would like to conclude this video with. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, could you please update the code to use an artificial neural network with transformer architecture instead of XGBoost? I actually tested it before, and that's why I wrote here next to the prompt that Bard wins. Let's see if it's consistent and repeatable. So let's see. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm asking the Google Bard to replace the XGBoost model and put an artificial neural network with a transformer architecture in it. And if you basically are familiar with AI and ML, transformer-based models, these are the models that are powering ChatGPT, and that's where the term T comes into play. It's called basically generative pre-trained transformer. And that's what I'm mentioning here. Don't worry about it too much, but it's simply the architecture of the brain, of the digital brain, that powers the GPT model. So here we go. If you scroll down, you will see that all of them are good. And here we go. You will see that basically the Google Bard was able to come here, able to actually create the transformer model, okay, with multiple attention heads. It's actually pretty good. Compiling the model and training it and so on. So that's actually a very good answer. It's giving you links as well to GitHub resources. I really like that. If you go back and test out, I can of course remove this. Let's test out ChatGPT. Here's an updated code. I tell you what, university admission. And basically what you see here, it was able to actually train a model, but what it's doing here is just building a regular neural network. It's essentially training a transformer per se. That's, I would say, lacking here when it comes to understanding of what I exactly meant when it comes to ChatGPT. Let's go ahead and test the final one, and that is going to be the Bing search. And that's what I'm going to do here. Please go ahead, update the code for me to use artificial neural network with transformer architecture instead of XGBoost. And let's see what Bing search is going to generate for us. Shared XGBoost, a video boost algorithm, use decision trees. Okay. And it's going to explain to you that basically it's kind of based on the paper, which is called Attention is All You Need. I hope this helps. I'm actually surprised with the response here by Bing. It's kind of not exactly what I'm looking for. But maybe, why don't we maybe go ahead and restart it? And what I'm trying to do here is not really creative. Let's test out the creative side of it. And let's see if that maybe come up with any better answer. So it's telling me, well, can I share the code? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the code here again. And this is the exact same code that I included before. So far, actually, Bard wins so far. So Bard actually got the answer very, very good. And ChatGPT kind of failed in a way. And let's see here what we're getting. So it's showing you that right now it's actually pre-processing. So there's a tokenizing, so it's doing the encoding piece, okay? And it is generating here, load the model and change the output layer to the regressor, okay? And I would say this is an okay answer, but it's not exactly what I was looking for when it comes to developing the transformer-based models. And I would say Google Bard actually wins when it comes to this one, especially that it's giving you links as well associated with all the GitHubs that has been kind of trained on, which is super powerful.